Hey everybody, Daver here, and welcome to the show. I got Chandler with me. We're gonna review a little bit of AEW Dynamite. They're kind of on a better than a Dustin Rhodes streak. More than 2
3-0.
wins.
They've had 3 good Dynamites in a row.
Upward trajectory.
And I think I'll count that Grand Slam as a success. They got 4 pretty damn good shows in a row,
Well, I'm sure if we were watching Collision, we would throw Collision on there. We're just not being good boys and watching Collision, so we'll just count it. And they're on like 6-0. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's something going on. I like it. But before we get too deep into that, I need everyone out there to do me, Chad, and Chandler a big old favor. Get that elbow ready. We're gonna elbow drop that like button. We're gonna power bomb that subscribe button and leave a damn comment.
Engagement.
Or else. Yeah, please leave a comment. We want to know what you're thinking. And it helps some kind of algorithm thing. I don't know anything about that, but it's
Paul
something.
Ellering has the algorithm.
Ooh.
And he just got released, so
Yeah, Dynamite, fun stuff. Before we get into that, what do you guys think of Ricky Saints?
it's a good name, actually.
Yeah.
You
He's
guys
a New
like
Orleans
it?
boy.
I think Dave and I already talked about this a little bit. I'm not. It's not. I think the best case scenario would have been keeping Ricky Starks, but that didn't happen. I think Ricky Saints is fine. It's close enough. It's Ricky, and then a 1-syllable last name that starts and ends with S. I think that's as good as we're gonna get. And again, it could have been Osiris Griffin and Trill London and Trey Bearhill, right? It could have been so much worse.
Trey Bearhill.
Yeah, that
That's
was
one of them.
it was an old name. I think he already got released, but it was an NXT guy named Trey Bearhill. And I remember the Cultaholic guys talking about him. It was like, he's so tough. He's a hill of bears.
I love it. Anyway, yeah, he debuted. He's got a new name. He got to share the ring with The Rock's daughter at the
Yeah.
contract signing.
And
Ava.
Ethan Page, Ava Rain. Ethan Page was there. So Rampage is back, baby.
Yeah.
It doesn't die, it just evolves.
Oh my God! Yeah, good point.
They're gonna start studying. Jade Cargill's gonna go there. They're gonna be like, Penta, go to NXT, and then it's just gonna be Rampage all over again.
Dude, they can rehire. It's time for the main event. Mark Henry.
I think he's already back with the company, so he
I
should
think
just
he
start.
is.
He'll come out for the main events, and oh man, this is gonna be so great.
Yeah, fun stuff. Yeah, I did not like the name at first, but whatever. I'm happy for him. He got out of purgatory.
Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, he did. There was some chatter about some AEW people like trying to keep him down, and Cope came up. Remember that little promo off they had?
He had an interview, and I think someone asked him point blank, why weren't you in AEW at the end of your career or something, like what happened? And he said, I think all he said was some veterans got in my business. And the first 2 people thought of was Cope and Jericho, which, like, looking at what was Ricky Stark doing at the end of his run, man, it was a lot of Jericho. And it was that one weird segment with Adam Copeland. So it's kind of like, it is interesting. And we see, I mean, again, Cope wasn't bad this week, but I still have not really enjoyed him since he's returned. And obviously Jericho, right? We don't really enjoy him. So it's kind of interesting how it's like they're throttling such a good guy like Ricky Starks down. Ricky Saints, sorry. But yeah, good to see him in NXT. Hope he does well.
They'll probably give him the Ethan Page treatment, and he'll be champ in no time.
No, Obafemi has
Oh,
it.
that's right.
They're not gonna take it off of Obafemi this soon. I think maybe around like Survivor Series, like they'll give him most of the year at least.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy for him. Hope everything goes great. Anything else? Something about The Rock?
Yeah, he's announced like literally an hour ago as of our recording. He's coming back to SmackDown tomorrow night,
Ooh.
baby. So I don't know. I heard something about he's in a Martin Scorsese film. So some people are like, oh, he's gonna be busy, but it's also like, why is he turning up on SmackDown all of a sudden? Like, why is Triple H? He tweeted something like, oh, anything can change in an instant when The Rock final boss, and he's calling himself the final boss. It's not Dwayne Johnson coming back, the final boss. So it'll be interesting to see how that is. Maybe he just steals, like he's the seventh member in the chamber or something stupid like that, or I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. But there's like I've seen a lot of WWE news. Apparently, I don't know how true this is, but Penta may or may not have been wrestling with a torn bicep for any guesses on how long?
2
Or do you know?
years.
3 years.
Oof.
How do you even like go to the store with a torn bicep for 3 years? Like, geez, Penta. Like, at what point does it just put itself back together? But kudos to that man for not making it look like he has a torn bicep. And I don't know. Hopefully he can fix it soon. I don't really like the idea of him working injured, but it's
Right?
also like he's gotten this far, right? Like he can just make it to Mania and then chill. And then also a lot of women are not happy with their current booking, allegedly, which it's also like, yeah, I can see that because it just hasn't been booked great since Triple H took over. And it's not like AEW's much better, but it's easy to say they have stars, right? They have Tony Storm, they have Monet, and they've come into their own over the last year or so. And then they have like rising people like Chris Statlander, Willow, even Megan Bain is coming up on her own really quickly. So it's weird. I've only said like 5 names, but AEW's women's division seems a lot more live to me right now than WWE, and WWE has like so many more big names and so many more people. But I don't know. How do you guys feel about that?
Oh, that's a tough call.
Yeah.
I mean, I could sort of see both sides of the argument for that one. Huh.
I'm biased, so I don't know.
Yeah, especially with we'll get into collision spoilers later, but we'll know Tony Storm's most likely match for Evolution, and I
Good.
think it's a good match. I think it's a very good match for her. So, and she
God.
is like not just my favorite women's wrestler right now, but like my top 3. And the other 2 are Cody and Takeshita. So it's like
It's good
I
company.
am also kind of biased towards AEW right now. They have literally who I think is the best female wrestler working at the moment.
Yeah. Honestly, just one of the top wrestlers in general.
Nobody in WWE on the women's roster is doing that kind of character work.
No, the closest thing you could say is like Rhea Ripley.
Yeah,
But
Rhea
like,
Liv, but it's still not the same.
no, and she's way past her like, oh, this is big. Like Timeless Tony Storm kind of just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
And Rhea Ripley isn't. She's not getting worse, but she's not getting better.
Yeah.
Not like she has to, but it's less interesting. It's less dynamic. She's always kind of just Rhea Ripley. That's not a bad thing. She's fantastic, but
I mean, like, no one in WWE is like, okay, I'm a wrestler, but I'm also a construction worker or a, like a flight attendant, or like I'm
so
playing
we need
Tony
90s
Storm.
gimmicks back.
Tony Storm is a 1930s movie star. Like, she's playing a character, and like
Yeah.
no one's doing that.
Yeah, wrestling does kind of need some more gimmicks. Like, it doesn't need to be crazy. Not everyone needs to have a job, but that's probably why Toni Storm's gotten so over, because she does have a clear, identifiable gimmick.
Yeah.
And people love gimmicks. Look at The Undertaker.
Yeah, exactly. And that brings me back to like why Abaddon didn't get an organic like reaction or push. Like she's a really cool character. She's a fucking zombie. Like, how did that not like take off?
That is a little different. It's hard to book horror stuff because like they kind of always have to win, or
Yeah.
it's like what's wrong with the Wyatt Six right now is they're not really around because do you really want to see the crazy homeless people, the crazy serial killers lose? Like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, we need more characters. We need something, man. I'll take it. When we got male models, that's something. We got
We
the
have
youngest
Death
men alive.
Riders. We have
Yeah.
rated R superstars. We have the greatest wrestler of all time, Dax Hardwood. We got plenty of gimmicks.
Yeah. Uh, Tony Storm. We'll get into that promo, but promo of the year so far.
Promo of the decade. I've upped it. Like, find something better. I dare you.
Dude, that crowd was hot.
Yeah. No, they're moved to like those more intimate venues, I think really like since January. I've like, holy crap, they figured it out. Sure, it's not huge like it was in like 2019, but damn, they bottled it. I love it again. So it's helped my enjoyment of the product anyways.
Yeah, like I said before, like they're almost selling out all of these, and these are the people that really want to be there, not just like a third of the empty arena are like, hey, I got a ticket to this wrestling event. Do you want to tag
Yeah.
along? Like these are diehard AEW fans for the most part. So they're gonna know what's going on and they're gonna get rowdy.
Yeah. I won my tickets on a contest.
I got the buy one, get three free. So I brought three of my friends who don't like wrestling. Now I'm going to sit them down and watch a nice technical John Moxley match. Like, no wonder this shit would get booed. But now it's making a lot more sense now. Oh gosh, I was gonna say something. It's completely gone. Oh, I almost thought. So you know how they announced Double or Nothing was coming to Phoenix, which is where Dynamite took place. If they hadn't said that, oh, we announced it earlier today, I would have thought they were just like got an hour into the show. Man, this crowd's great. Let's bring Double or Nothing here. Like they're just like, snap, we're doing it. We don't care. This crowd's like the best we've ever had.
Popped too when they announced that.
I would if I was at a Dynamite and then like they were like, "Hey, 3 months from now we're gonna have a pay per view." I'd go crazy
Yeah.
at the place
Yeah.
I'm at. No way.
Yeah, I mean they better bump that up to, one of the bigger places, I guess.
No way they don't. I'm sure they have like a nice basketball arena in there that they could cram 5,000 people in,
Right.
10,000 people, and it'd be fun.
Yeah, good news. I'm glad to hear they're going to come back there. I forgot to look. Is that Memorial Day weekend?
I do have.
Are they breaking the tradition? Because didn't WWE aren't they doing something Memorial Day weekend?
Oh, they're doing a Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, are they the same day?
Sunday, May 25th.
Yeah, I forgot to look that up. I was very curious. I'm like, oh yeah, they were going to do something else.
This is the first run.
But yeah. While you're looking that up. Yeah, it was a hot crowd. I liked Ian Riccaboni.
Yeah.
There for another weird thing. Tony Schiavone came out at the end. Like, why
Yeah,
wasn't
with
he on
JR.
commentary?
That was weird.
Maybe he was
Yeah.
late.
Oh, yeah, true. I really like Ian Riccaboni.
Yeah, he was.
Excalibur didn't get on my nerves either.
No, yeah, I thought commentary was all pretty good. And I have the answer. Saturday night's main event is May 24th.
Oh, is that okay? So they're doing AEW's doing a Sunday pay-per-view. Okay.
Yay.
That's
Okay.
smart.
It's still Memorial Day weekend.
Mm.
Okay, cool.
They're
Cool.
still doing a Saturday night's main event on the same night they're doing All In, which that one I can't wait for. That one's gonna have like The Rock versus Hulk Hogan. No, that's gonna be The Rock and Cena. I'm calling it. That's my big bold prediction. Saturday night's main event, July 12th. The Rock versus John Cena, thrice on the line time for the WWE title. That's my prediction.
Man, I still hate it, man. Counter
Anyway,
programming AEW's WrestleMania. Oh,
I don't know. I kind of like it.
you
I
like
want
it. You like it. I know.
I want them to have a fabulous All In, and I want WWE to book like Roman Reigns and CM Punk versus. I want the biggest matches on this random Saturday night's main event.
Yeah. Yeah, Cena and Rock in the Mama Rhodes on a pole match.
Yeah, get crazy with it, get nutty.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back into Dynamite here. Phoenix, Arizona. Again, Ian Riccaboni, love him. He's great on commentary. He's just got this like kind of innocent charm to him.
Yeah.
He's knowledgeable. He knows what he's talking about. Yeah, just like him around. But we start off with our MJF and Hangman Page face to face. This was good. This was real good. MJF talks about uh, the very first AEW match, the Battle Royal at the first Double or Nothing, and how Hangman Page cheap shotted him to win the match. He had to scrape his way back to the top. Talked about how he beat Adam Page to win the first Dynamite Diamond ring. He said he used Maxwell Jacob Freeman. I'm better than you, and you know it. Page comes out, or he's already there. He says MJF's talking about all these accomplishments that he's done, but he never seems to be happy about it. And he's unhappy because he can't win one thing: the love of the fans. And that strikes a chord with MJF. MJF says the fans decided Hangman was the main character. I like how they're acknowledging that now, just on Dynamite. Like he's the fucking main character. There's no two ways about it. He brings up Adam Page drinking blood, beating up veterans in the back, putting a syringe through a guy's face, burning down a house, and he's still the hero. And every time he mentioned a sick thing he did, the crowd was loving it.
Oh, I did the same thing. Like, yeah, he burned that man's house down. Woo!
He killed an old man. Woo!
It's like MJF. You're not wrong. Like, so what? I'm gonna cheer the man. He's epic.
Yeah. He brings up Christopher Daniels, and Page is having none of it. He stands up for Christopher Daniels, all of his accomplishment, says MJF doesn't have the stomach to be like Christopher Daniels. Ooh, we're going back to that other interaction. I like that. Page calls out MJF or calls him a selfish coward. Adam Page says he never lies to the fans. He faces problems head on. He's worked for everything he's got. And he says MJF spent 5 years cheating. MJF just laughs and asks if Page is a child. MJF says he earned everything, and all he needed was a scarf and a mic. Page hasn't earned anything. MJF asks Adam Page one thing he does better, and Page just says, "I'm real." Ooh, that was good, dude. That was good. MJF says, "I've got no problem being the bad guy. Uh, you're the main character." Then he spits on Adam Page. Page lunges, and mind you, they agreed to no physicality um, with repercussions of fines. Page gets held back by the damn security. Christopher Daniels appears, and Page almost hits him, but he stops. Christopher Daniels says he knows who Page is, and Page knows who Page is. Uh, so yeah, I like that Hangman's cool with Christopher Daniels. Yeah, this was good.
Yeah, I thought I really enjoyed this. It gave me like almost like Hangman Swerve, like, oh shoot, this doesn't need a title. This references 5 years of 6 years of history between these two. It feels deep, it feels personal. Uh I like that they threw the match graphic up. And honestly, other than like promos and stuff, I don't want either of these guys to have a match. I don't want none of this lame ass 50-50 booking. Like, I just want this to be a blood feud where it's just this one match, like win actually means something. Not I'm going to beat your friend up and then you're going to beat my friend up and we're going to both get some wins over some tangential stuff. No, just have the match at Revolution and build to it. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Kind of having like a rare one-off, just big blow-off match kind of right away. Like
Yeah.
it'd be, I feel like they've kind of earned it so far. They don't need to have like a 5-star classic. They just need to beat the shit out of each other. Hang person Page needs to get over some shit in a nice match with MJF, and maybe he'll come out the other side a little cleaner. Maybe he'll come out a little dirty. Who knows? But that's a good point. I thought this was a great promo between both of them. MJF didn't have to resort to like low hanging fruit, like, oh, you gonna drink again, millennial cowboy. Like, he didn't have to do any of that. Like, everything he said was true. And like, it is like, obviously it's wrestling, so we don't really need to think about it that much. But like, oh, we're choosing this guy, we're cheering this guy who burns down people's houses and beats up old people backstage, and like he does all this horrible thing. Like, yeah, he gets cheered because people always want to root for him. And Heyman had a point. I'm real. You're not. That's why they still like me. So it was an excellent promo between the two of them. If I have to nitpick anything, I think spitting should count as physicality. Like, come
True.
on.
Yeah.
Like, if I know this is fake, but if in kayfabe they're like, well, we had to fine Adam Page for his actions last week. Like, MJF started it.
Yeah.
I don't care that he didn't touch him. He started it.
Especially post COVID. Like, I was like, ugh. Like, I would honestly rather a dude fucking hit me than to spit on me. Like, I was just like, that's just nasty, man.
Yeah. So if I had to nitpick any single thing about that segment, I guess it would be that. But overall, it was a very nice hot start to Dynamite.
It's a good shot of the loogie dangling off of Page's forehead.
Worse than a thumbtack spot.
Yeah, loved it. I like how, this has been like brewing for like almost a month now. It's a good slow burn. Like I'm all for that.
I like how maybe this was like the backup or something. Like they thought MJF and Jarrett would be the Revolution feud, and they were like, people don't like it. Because they cut that shit real quick, and they were like, just in case, we'll have Hangman kind of linger. And if people are more interested in that, they'll go with that. Because that's kind of how it felt. It was totally like, we never got MJF and Jeff Jarrett in a match. And I'm not saying I'm dying to see it, but it's just weird that it never happened.
Yeah. Would have been a good collision match.
Yeah. I mean, we had MJF and Dustin Rhodes. We had Jeff Jarrett and Claudio.
True. But yeah, looking forward to the match. We got the official graphic. It is happening, booked by Tony Khan from Jacksonville. After that, we get a little backstage Undisputed Kingdom kind of promo thing. Roddy's talking about how he's going to beat Orange Cassidy. Things are a little weird because O'Reilly was in the conglomeration, but he says it wasn't really a stable, it was more a lifestyle. And Roddy's going to break Orange Cassidy's back. That was cool. I like that. I mean, they're still friends. Like, I'm okay with that. Then we get to the patriarchy versus the ops. Yeah. Great match. Real fun. Christian acting like a little chicken shit. I can't get enough of Christian Cage, man. I do feel like we had a moment there where like Christian tagged in and then like immediately tagged Nick Wayne, and like Nick Wayne was like, dude, I think there might be something starting to brew with that. Maybe he'll get turned on, dude.
Who knows? God, you know what? If Nick Wayne stops Christian from cashing in and he fails, I'll hate Nick Wayne for the rest of my life. I know it'll be a big face turn and a up and coming moment, but you'll ruin a Christian World title run, and that's so much more important.
Now, I see. Earlier, I said I have a theory, and it sort of ties into all this, which is I think they're wrapping up all of like getting like the ops and all that. So in Revolution, when Cope beats Mox, the cash in happens, and Christian's kind of free and clear from all the other side quests.
I think you have a point, because if we're going off of, I know it's not go home, but we're pretty close, and this is probably Christian's last match before Revolution, and he's more than likely not going to have one at Revolution. He did lose, so if we're using go home maths, don't you typically beat the guy before he wins big?
Right.
Man, and then Cope lost too. Cope's beating Mox at Revolution.
Yeah,
it's happening.
And then we're gonna get the cash in.
It's still like
the monkey's paw.
I wanted all I wanted was him to cash in on especially a Darby Allin. He only has that title for like a month, and then the next pay-per-view, Darby gets it back. That's like it's not a long run. It's literally just a joke, like a tee-hee. So, like, I don't know. Cope just doesn't sit right with me. But nothing Cope has done since he came back has sat right with me.
Yeah.
I mean, if they can Darby's dad still alive?
Oh, shit.
I think he's already mentioned that. I don't think he is. He either doesn't know his father or his father's dead.
Yeah, one of the two. Man, would you like Cope, Chandler, if they brought in Gangrel?
No. I'd like Cope if he went by Adam Copeland and dropped FTR. Those are your two things. I know they're your bestest buddies in the whole wide world, but drop them.
At least they've like disappeared.
Yeah, I will say
2 weeks in a row.
With the Death Rider segment we had later on. Sorry to skip ahead, but Jay White was out there, and like it was like, oh, someone's gonna come out, and I was like, it's the Guns, they're back. And then I was like, I legit was like, ah, man, like I don't care, and I know I'm probably in the minority because he's obviously still very popular, but I don't know, ugh.
Yeah, why didn't the Guns come out during the Brisbane Brawl?
They weren't there. They didn't get a ticket. They got beat up so hard by the Hurt Syndicate. They couldn't make it.
Okay. It's plausible. Yeah. But anyway, this is a fun match. Hook counters a Wayne's World into the red rum. Shibata's choking Kip Sabian on the outside, and Joe just scares off Christian. Nick Wayne taps. The ops win it. Again, I like their theme music. It's real simple, just like a fun uppity hip hop beat with thunderclaps over and over.
My issue is I love Smojo's songs so much. Anything that isn't that is like, whatever. So it's not a bad song, but I'm like, I just still want them to come out to Joe's song.
Right?
Yeah. But yeah, it wasn't like a memorable match. I mean, I did like where Joe and Shibata chopped the shit out of Kip Sabian together.
Yeah.
Then they get Nick Wayne and chop him. Uh, Joe does a tope in this
Yeah,
match
that was
too.
Yeah.
excellent. The crowd went crazy. They weren't expecting that. And
He had
like
some stank on it too, man. He got
Mhm.
some speed going for that.
Yeah, some Darby speed on that.
Yeah.
Uh,
It was really
but
good to see
yeah,
Joe back.
yeah. But yeah, I didn't take a lot of notes for this one. What do you guys think
Yeah.
of it?
It was fun, but if you told me what these two teams were, and I closed my eyes and pictured a match, it would have been the same.
It
It was
was
like,
the popcorn match, but that's
yeah,
not a bad thing. It was fun.
Yeah. At least we're done with the conglomeration popcorn matches, right?
Yeah, it just didn't need to be every week. It was every single
No.
week on Dynamite was the conglomeration versus three bad guys on the roster. They were fun at the beginning, but they just got so old so quick.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. After that, we get Jericho doing a little promo. Renee kind of makes a joke about him getting pinned by Bandito. Jericho's pissed. He says something about what I can have you removed from the building or something.
Hmm.
Uh, Jericho tears up the Bandito wanted poster, and then he calls out Bandito for a title shot for the Ring of Honor title on Collision, which we're going to spoil for you later.
hey,
Then we get a pretty fun street fight. We've been building up to this for a minute. Powerhouse Hobbs versus Big Bill. Fucking loved it. It was great. Uh, Bill hits Hobbs in the knee with a sound mixer at one point. Hobbs hits Bill with a chair. Big Bill hits Hobbs with a wrench on his face. Uh, I like how he had like the real one and was like hitting it on stuff to make it like people think it was real. Then they did the little switcheroo with the rubber one. That was fun. I can appreciate that. Bill chokeslams Hobbs on the steps. Hobbs nails Bill with a trash can in the head. Powerhouse Hobbs throws Brian Keith through a table. Hobbs hits Bill on the head with Big Bill's backpack full of bricks. Hobbs pushes Bill off the stage through a barbed wire table. Bill gets caught in the wire and counted out. The only weird thing for me is like when I watched the replay, like his arm wasn't even in the barbed wire when he landed. I thought like he got hurt and they had to like go home early on that. Like there was still supposed to be more, but maybe not. I don't know.
I
Hobbs
don't know.
looked great.
I thought it was just a little janky. Like I thought the match was good, but I feel like there was like little moments where like they just weren't quite like in lockstep. Like it just felt a hair clunky at points. Uh, I think the match could have been a little better. Like the moment where Hobbs punched the chair out of Brian Key's hand, I wanted more shit like that. Like just badass big guy stuff where I feel like they didn't quite hit that all the time. It felt like they were maybe trying to do too much and the spots didn't quite work as planned or something. But if you could encapsulate that one part, like I said, when Brian Keith went to twat him with a chair and he just punched the chair out of his hand. I was like, that's what I wanted out of this match, was just a bunch of spots like that.
Yeah. I get that. It was more of a like standard street fight, whereas it's two big boys. I want to see some big boy stuff. That's a fair point. I enjoyed it. I didn't think too hard about this match. It delivered for me, but left me wanting more, where I could totally see another match between these two and be invested in it. And I thought I really appreciated how they protected Big Bill, because I think they did that barbed wire thing on purpose, and maybe he just didn't time it as well as he wanted to, which I don't know. Maybe he was hurt if things were a little clucky. I don't know, but I thought the match was fine. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think I know what I wanted. Do you remember when Braun Strowman was like top of his game, like him and Roman Reigns? I wanted that kind of like craziness.
Yeah.
Flipping over ambulances, pulling down light rigs.
Oh God, I don't know if anyone will ever be 2018 Braun Strowman again in terms of like a big man just tearing shit apart. Be good to see. That'd be crazy in the world of AEW of work rate. You just throw in like a big man who just won't be stopped. It'd be interesting, but
yeah,
I'm too scared to do that.
I think
Wardlow. Whoa, man, I have a cough.
Yeah, who? I think what might have done it for me is, instead of him just didn't he just punch Big Phil off the stage?
Yeah.
That's how he went down. I think he should have like power slammed him on the table.
Yeah.
I think that would have like really done it for me, but it was okay.
Yeah, would have been a bit more fun. Hey, this isn't a Like a Dragon street fight, okay? He can't just power slam Paul White onto a car willy-nilly.
That's exactly what I was thinking about.
This is a regular street fight, okay? Let's simmer those expectations down.
Yeah, a little bit. But yeah, Hobbs picked up that win. Good for him. They need to push him to the moon, dude. He looks like $1,000,000, dude. He is something else, man. He's gonna look so good with that world championship around his waist.
We didn't talk about that sicko using Hobbs's blood as lipstick. We didn't talk about that. Did you see that?
No.
I didn't
Big
catch
Bill
it.
took Hobbs's blood and rubbed it all over his lips like lipstick. It must have been during
Nice.
picture in picture.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
The man's a sicko. He's like a sicko.
Big Bill did that?
Yeah, Big Bill.
I like Big Bill too. I like them both. Like, we got to get Big Bill away from Jericho and push him also.
I hate to say it feels like the learning tree's time is coming to an end.
Yeah.
I feel it. I don't know why. It just something's in the air.
End of an era.
Maybe he's Big Boom AJ's mystery opponent for Revolution, and Big Boom AJ just takes that Ring of Honor World title. I'm not saying I want it. I'm just saying maybe.
Oh, moving along here. We got the Murder Machines. I like that they were on here. They're calling out the Hurt Syndicate for Collision. That wasn't in your spoilers?
Hurt Syndicate, we're not on Collision.
Oh, what? Well, shit. I wonder how that plays out, or if they just like don't even mention it.
I'll give you
Oh,
three
then you
guesses
know. You
what
know. I'll wait.
AEW did.
I'll just wait. I'll just wait for it.
It's nothing cool. It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing exciting. It's a
Yeah,
Collision moment.
I figured that. Then we got Justin Roberts announcing Double or Nothing in Phoenix, May 25th. Crowd is super hot. They're loving it.
That's my local place.
Yeah, that was fun. Then we got the promo of the decade, Timeless Tony Storm. She starts out with, "This is the whore you adore, the slut you can't rebut. This tramp is the new champ." Oh my God. She says she beat Mariah. How'd she put that? What did she do to her? Chandler?
So she said she has been beaten. She has been exiled. Mariah May has been compromised to a permanent end, which is like that's what John Cena said about Osama bin Laden in Extreme Rules. There's
That's
no way that's
amazing.
not a coincidence. There's no way. I'm not saying that Mariah May is Osama bin Laden, but I'm saying there's no way that's not a coincidence.
Love it. Oh, I love that. Tony Storm calls Mariah a sick bitch. She's proud of Mariah for giving her the fight of her life. Then she beat her with her small package. They say the best things come in small packages, but darling, you should have won protection because I railed you with the biggest package there has ever been. Oh my God.
That's one of those
Uh,
things where it's like, did she come up with that? Did she get it cleared? Like was Tony Khan like, oh, the biggest package? I think that with protection. Okay, yeah, like that's a great line. I love it. It's why this is the best promo of the century. But also, I really
Century,
gotta
yeah.
know who came up with this. Just curious. I want to know.
Peppermint had to be Peppermint.
Oh
this is RJ
yeah.
City. RJ City is in charge of all
Oh
of that
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, but like maybe Tony Storm writes something, or maybe like Mariah May was like, "Oh, this will be really funny." So you whooped me with your big package.
Dude, it is something else. Yeah, beautiful poetry. And I like how she shills Queen of the Ring. I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to see that, I guess, right?
she says it's a cheap plug, and then does a cheap plug. Like it's brilliant, and she gets to, and she like breaks character. Oh my god! Like promo of the year
So good.
keeps getting better.
Um, she says, if I'm going to be the best, then I need to face the best. If you want to go face to face, tit to tit, or lip to lip, I'm not hard to find. For God is a woman, and her name is timeless. Bravo,
Yeah.
bravo, dude. This is something special.
I'm not gonna lie. So they totally 100% did update her music, and I think all they did is just have a orchestra perform it. It's brilliant. Like legit, when she came out and with her title, with her music, and they shone the lights, there was a tear in my eye. I'm not kidding. I was moved. It was like beautiful. And then of course the promo. You said most of the highlights, but I also loved how she mentioned Willow and Chris, obviously the two biggest people she missed in her last run. And then she went, not Dom Wendy Richter. So, like, just throwing all the
Even
shade.
Taz cracked up on commentary when she said
So, yeah, just said face to face, tit to tit, just a whole bit of it. So, God, I love Tony Storm. One of the
Yeah.
best wrestlers alive right now.
Funny. Like kind of towards the tail end of like her losing to Mariah May, I was like, I still really like her, but like it was getting just a hair stale. And then she is like, oh no, we're taking Tony Storm and cranking her up to 13. Like, and I'm
Yeah,
like, well, this is even better than before now. I don't know why. I'm like, I don't know if it was just that like little bit she was gone, but I was like, oh, I'm so into this now.
absence makes the heart grow fonder. And I would agree with you, Chad. As much as a big fan of Tony Storm as I am, if timeless Tony Storm ended it all in, I would have been fine. But I'm so glad it wasn't. I'm so glad we're here. And the Tony streak is back, baby. It never ended.
oh, can't wait to hear the collision spoilers to find out her potential first uh, match.
It's not that surprising of a choice. I'll say that. It's a good choice, but it's not that surprising.
Yeah. Cool. Then we find out we're gonna get Gabe Kidd from New Japan on Collision. Hell yeah. I think I read that his contract is coming up, so he could be AEW bound. I really don't think he's WWE bound. That seems unlikely, but I don't know. He could just stay in New Japan.
I think
No,
he
Tony's gonna
was.
offer him a buttload of money with the
I think
new
he
Max
was.
deal.
Yeah, I think he was just talking shit about somebody on Twitter. It was like somebody who wasn't Kenny Omega. Maybe it was Will Ospreay. I can't remember, but he's already been kind of teasing that he's going to AEW. But I also think that's weird because I thought that was one of the reasons why his match with Kenny Omega was so good was because he's like the new face of New Japan. So it's weird that he's been the new face of New Japan for 2 months and we're already talking about, oh, he's AEW bound. But it is also weird that, like, oh, he's just going to be on Collision. Like, and he's going to have a fairly unimportant match. And as of what the spoilers said, there's nothing really going on, like nothing really teased. It's not like Kenny Omega came out and went, "Oh, one more time, dude, after I win the international title." Like none of that shit happened. So I this sounds negative. I'm all for Gabe Kidd showing up on AEW. I'm all for him having a big match. It's just where's it going right now?
Yeah. Speaking of free agents, I heard Josh Alexander's most likely AEW bound.
He's gonna get lost in the shuffle.
Is Mike Bailey gonna get lost?
I
Heard he's
think
going there
so.
too.
I think there's still too many big things in AEW. I'm not saying he's not going to have good matches. I'm not saying they're not going to have success. I think they're going to get washed in that shuffle, baby, unless they do a big like career change like Ricochet, because Ricochet was so going to get lost.
Yeah.
He was so bad, and then he's like, oh shit, I need to change this up, and we'll talk about it when we get to his promo. But my God, it was like I love this promo, like. It's not the best promo of the night, but it was a really good Ricochet promo.
Yeah.
So like, unless they do something like that, I fear for them. At least in like this is kind of, I don't know. At least in like NXT, they would have had a spot. Maybe not on the main roster because it's hard for anyone to find a spot there. But that's their issue. So I don't know.
I feel like once Ring of Honor gets the TV deal, then
Never
people are gonna be able
happened.
people are gonna
Never
be able to
happened.
go there, and it actually means something.
This is my Eric Bischoff. I'll be proven wrong in 2 years. Quote: Ring of Honor will never get a TV deal. It's too dead. Nobody cares. I like this is gonna sound really mean. Nobody cares about Ring of Honor in 2025 because Jericho still has that title. And who's got the? It's Dustin and Sammy with the tag titles. Dustin and the Runnels with the stupid like it's all AEW talent with the titles. Like it's kind of dead in the water. I don't know if there is a way to fix or bring back Ring of Honor in its current state.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
true.
think you don't almost have to reinvent it. Like, don't shoot for old Ring of Honor. Like, try to turn it into an actual like developmental thing or something. Like, because yeah, I think the charm of like old school Ring of Honor is kind of gone, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I would almost agree with you and be like, yeah, it is that right now, but like Dustin's a two-time champ right now and Jericho's the world champ. That's not developmental. It
No,
almost felt
no,
like it was
you
like,
need actual up and comers like your like Leah Moriarty's and stuff. Like, they should
yeah,
be the ones who are your title holders, and then like actual like real green people like guys like Jaden who are on the indies should be the ones who are fighting for those titles.
yeah.
We're the Ring of Honor trio. Oh yeah, Dustin and
And
the Von Erichs.
Von Erichs, that's right.
Okay, and they officially signed too, not that long ago. They're the future. I mean, they're good. I like them. But yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you can put Josh Alexander or Mike Bailey in Ring of Honor if it were like relevant, and then that
Yeah.
wouldn't be that bad. But yeah, it's not good. not paying $10 a month to watch that shit.
No.
Just put it on YouTube. Treat it like Dark.
Yeah. Already got too many dumb subscriptions. I don't need more.
Yeah, man. But yeah, anyway, Dynamite here. We got Willow Nightingale. She calls out Moxley and Shafir for attacking her. Then Shafir does it again. And Moxley and Yuta, Shafir and Claudio go to the ring. Says he's the champ, so the camera is his, the ring is his, the mic is his, the audience is his. He says he left Cope face down in Australia, and he's going to finish the job at Revolution. Jay White comes out. He walks up to the ring, but Pac lurks behind him, ready to attack. Then we all think that Cope isn't in the building, but then his music hits. He attacks Moxley from behind. He grabs Spike, and the Death Riders run off. Cope chases them. He tells Mox that it isn't his arena or his seats. They're not your people. They're my people. He calls Moxley a coward. He's gonna take the Death Riders out one by one. That I liked. Like you start with Yuta, get
I
Pac,
didn't like
get
it, and
Claudio.
I'll let you finish. But now I'm remembering I did dislike one thing on AEW this week, and spoilers, it was Cope.
Is
But
Cope the new Jericho? Oh,
no, he's nowhere near as bad as Jericho. He's the new Hogan, but he can actually
okay.
work because he hasn't.
Brother.
Cope hasn't put over a single person in AEW, and I don't think I'm gonna like him until he puts over someone that isn't John Moxley. Moxley doesn't need to be put over. Like,
No.
put over Danny Garcia. Put over. Sorry, I'm completely sidetracking you, and I'm not even talking about why I dislike this segment. But continue, Dave. Continue.
Well, isn't Cope's only loss from that cash in from Killswitch? Has
He's
he ever
lost
lost?
twice. So him and Christian had their first match for the TNT title that he did lose, but that was also just Christian and shenanigans. So the only person he's gotten pinned by is Christian. And he got
He
choked out
doesn't
by
need put
Moxley.
over.
Exactly. As much of a Christian fan as I am, like he doesn't need to be put over. So he's just Hogan for me until he actually puts over someone. None of this, oh, I beat you, but you had a good match. You swam, kid. None of that shit. I want him like actually put him over. But like also, okay, cool. That is a cool idea in theory that somebody's going after the Death Riders not one by one. Why is it Cope? Why does all this shit have to be Cope? Why does Cope have to be the savior of AEW? He's been in there for like 2 years. Why can't it be someone who's like actually cut their teeth there and like that's why I'm just so sick at this. It's like I don't want Cope to be the one to beat Moxley, even if there is a funny cash in, because that's so disappointing. Because this whole stupid goddamn angle started because the youngins ain't good. They need to step up. And no youngins have stepped up. They all still suck. So if you're telling me Cope is the one to do it, that means all young people suck. And I just don't like that. It's like that thing that came up with the Osprey Omega match where like they're the future. And I'm not saying Omega Osprey aren't. I'm not saying they don't deserve to be, but they're younger guys you're just throwing away. Like it just annoys the shit out of me.
I mean, a couple young guys did step up. Private Party Garcia, but look where that got him.
Yeah, Private
Private Party lost, got
demolished.
stomped, and now Garcia's the TNT champion, but he's just in a trios team now.
Yeah,
And we never hardly ever see him. I don't know. Maybe he's on Collision.
He's only on Collision. He's only defended his belt on Collision, which is fine. Again, this is them kind of doing their soft brand split, but I don't know. Like it's I'm not. That's why I'm not ragging on Daniel Garcia because I'm not watching his reign. I'm not gonna lie, but private parties I can rag on that. That was terrible booking. So it's why this Cope shit pisses me off because like why couldn't Omega go after everyone one by one? Like I believe Omega could beat the Death Riders one by one. I don't believe Cope can. I believe he's gonna break his ankle again.
Yeah, it's not working for me, brother. I don't like that this angle's making me have to cope. Oh,
Wah, wah.
I thought Moxley and his gang were fine, and I liked Jay White more than I liked him a lot recently because I liked how he was just like, "I'm gonna come out because I want to beat you up." Like, I liked how that was all he needed, and that's why I was like, I really hope it's the Guns and they just all get back together. But
Yeah.
no,
Maybe Juice Robinson's healed up.
yeah, I honestly thought like Juice would have come out in like a funny outfit, or like he would have come out just as Cope. I would have loved that.
but yeah, Cope says he's gonna kick Moxley's ass at Revolution. Ooh. Yeah, he's gonna win.
He is going to win because he's going to he's going to pin every single Death Rider on the way. He's going to pin Marina Shafir too. And he's going to pin Moxley clean in that ring.
Maybe Gangrel's the secret leader of the Death Riders.
I'd take Shane McMahon. I'd take anything. Unfortunately, we can throw out all these silly pitches. I don't think you can't fix this angle.
No,
And
not anymore.
again, Tony Khan had two options. He's like, okay, do I write it out till July for Darby, or do I just panic and give it to Cope? It's like neither are really good options. You really can't think of anything else beyond those two.
Yeah. Oh. Anyway, after that, we get a Mercedes Monet promo. She says Harley Cameron learned or paid the price for messing with Monet.
You always have to pay when you mess with Monet.
Yeah, you do. And she finds out about Momo Watanabe wanting to face her for her title. That should be cool. I don't think they're gonna do that on AEW television. You think that'll
It's
be?
she said she wants it at Revolution, and
Oh damn!
Monet said you got to be on Dynamite next week and ask me in person. They haven't announced it for next week on Dynamite, but I'm sure they'll have like a Momo and Monet face to face. So that'll be a fun match for Revolution. It's kind of a shame that like there's no way she's winning, but it'll be fun.
I've never seen her wrestle.
I don't know.
Looking
She could
forward
drop one
to
of
it.
those belts and you wouldn't even notice.
It's for the TBS title.
Yeah, they should make it for one of the other ones.
I slipped up. It's for the Rev Pro title.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoy Monet. I like her promos. I like her matches now, and she's gonna have to mess up really bad for me to go back to how I felt about her before.
Well, at this point, she'd have to be like consistently bad for like months for me to like get back. Because like now she's got grace. Now, if she has a bad match or a bad promo, or even a couple bad matches or a couple bad promo, I know in AEW she can succeed. So it'll just be, oh, she'll be back there. She must have had an off week. Maybe she just didn't have chemistry with this person. I don't know. Like she's earned that grace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Yep, love Mercedes. Then we get basically a pay-per-view match on Dynamite. I didn't even know this match was happening. I don't know if they announced it beforehand. They did.
I remember us talking about it on Monday.
I was pleasantly surprised. Chris Statlander versus Megan Bayne. Coming off of Megan Bayne giving her an F5 on the floor last week. Statlander no sells a shoulder tackle. Then there's a standing moonsault to Megan Bayne. Bane spears Statlander like a maniac. Statlander goes down. We go to commercial. We come back. Statlander hits Megan Bane with a uh, Booker T scissor kick for a near fall. Statlander drops Bane back first on the apron. Megan Bane no sells it and immediately gets up and German suplexes Statlander over the top rope back into the ring. Oh my god, dude. Woo! Incredible. I think that's when the crowd was chanting Megasis. Starting to catch on. I like that. So at one point, Statlander's on the top rope. The ref isn't looking. Penelope Ford shows up, interferes, pushes Statlander off the top rope. Megan Bane hits her F5 for the win. They're starting to beat up Statlander. And Thunder Rosa shows up with a chair. Megan Bane and Penelope Ford just kind of no sell it. Usually they just kind of run off when someone does that. But
That was weirdly awkward. I was like in a funny way. I was like, "Are they fucking with her right now?"
dude, I think they were fucking with her, dude. Like Thunder Rosa like has a look on her face like, get out of here, get out of here. So she like goes to like half like hit Megan Bane and then has to stop suddenly because Megan Bane didn't move at all. Then Penelope Ford turns to grab the chair and tries to take it away from her. Like it was weird, man. It made Thunder Rosa look kind of bad to me. Uh, yeah, I've kind of lost my not my faith in her, but I just haven't been that into her in a long time since she came back from injury for sure. Like back in the day, it was cool. Her and Britt Baker doing that stuff, and that was really neat. But
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Honestly, I think the women's division's kind of evolved past her. Like at one point, like Thunder Rosa was kind of about the top of the card for me, like as far as like talent, believability, hard hitting. And now I feel like almost the like all of the top talent now is like way surpassed her.
Yeah,
Even
absolutely.
people who aren't the top talent have
Yeah.
surpassed her. Like Willow
Aminata.
and Chris. Yeah, Willow and Chris could be top talent tomorrow. They just
Yeah.
haven't won a big title yet. But yeah, they've completely surpassed her. Like you said, Dave, Queen Aminata too. She's on her own. Even like Athena, we
Yeah.
don't see her, but she's way beyond her. So it's like it's nothing against Thunder Rosa. It's just not really her. She's not the top dog anymore. There's new top dogs in the place. So I don't know. Match was fantastic. It was like a pay-per-view
Yeah.
level match. Like it's one of those like, why are you guys going so hard? Nobody goes this hard on a Dynamite unless you're Will Ospreay. Like, calm down. So
Yeah, no, when like from the moment like when Stat came out and just they like the commentary was kind of making a big deal of it too, where they're like, "Oh, she changed up her game a little. She's going for more of like a because she's not the powerhouse of the two, so she was trying to play off her speed." And I was like, "Oh, this is interesting." It was a cool dynamic.
Dude, that great chemistry too.
Yeah,
they
Yeah,
haven't really
I
been
am.
having it lately, but they've really succeeded in having some like big feeling matches on Dynamite, like Swerve and Ricochet last week or 2 weeks ago at this point. And this too. Like they didn't really like book it like it, but it definitely felt like it when the bell rang. So this is definitely a match I want to see again, especially for a title at a pay-per-view. Good Lord, what'll happen then?
ooh,
And then the finish did kind of fall flat, mostly because I wanted to see one of them two win clean, either
yeah,
or. And so seeing like a DQ or not a DQ finish, but an interference finish is just lame because I was really into the match. And then like the Thunder Rosa stuff was awkward, but like she's like so below all this for me personally that I was like, whatever, I don't care. Like I just kind of tuned out when she showed up.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, man. I think I'm a big Megan Bane fan now. Like,
oh Yeah.
fully behind her. Like she needs to beat Mercedes.
That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
that's it. There's like almost any name right now I could fathom. I'm still not off that Harley Cameron boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet. But yeah, man, great match, weird ending, but yeah, love Megan Bain. Statlander, I'll always be a big fan of. So yeah, pay-per-view match on TV. Can't argue with that. Then we get a Max Caster promo. He's been losing because of instances like Hang Person Adam Page chasing him around before the match. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's why he lost.
He's tired, It's all that extra cardio. So I have a feeling with his open challenge on Collision, he's gonna come out victorious.
uh, so he sets an open challenge for Collision, which we'll find out about from Chandler. Then we get a Ricochet segment. This was great. He's wearing the Nana / Jimmy Rave robe. He does all the local sports team stuff and the this town sucks stuff. Like perfect heel. Love it. I'm like, all right, you're doing it. You're doing it, Ricochet. You guys hear the Trevor chant?
Yeah.
See, I can't help but giggle whenever they start going bald, bald, bald. Like it's so childish, but it's so funny that all they have to do to get this guy mad is just go, "You're bald," and it always works.
Yep. When he says, when you boo a winner, uh, you boo into a void of nothingness. He wants championship gold, not just Nana's robe. Then we get Swerve Strickland's music. It's not Swerve, it's Nana. He's serious. He's not dancing. He goes to the ring. He wanted to talk to Ricochet one-on-one. For 3 decades, he's been making wrestling history. That robe is for people with honor. Nana says he wants the robe back. Ricochet tells him to take it. Ooh. He says, "You're not getting the robe back." Ah! Then he walks off. I'm so glad he just owned the
Yeah. I thought this is a really good promo from both. I really liked Prince Nana. Like he's very calm, very quiet. Just that robe, like basically not just is obviously important to me because it was a close friend of mine, but that kind of symbolizes my 30 years in this industry. Like everyone I've pushed and promoted and gotten behind has worn this robe, so it's very important to me as a man. Can you give it back? And Ricochet just being like, "Why did you take it from me?" I thought it was perfect,
Yeah.
like from both sides. I know he did the your local sports ball team sucks and local sports ball celebrity left because you all stink, etc. But I loved it way more when Nana came out and he was just taunting him like,
Yeah.
"Nah, you take it from me, bitch." Yeah, great great performances from both. Even without the Tony Storm promo, I still would have been like, man, this is like an exceptionally great night for promos for AEW because typically they'll have like one good one, then maybe a bad one or something, but like everyone at least delivered tonight. Like
Yeah.
even Cope, it's like it's the meat of what I hate about the Cope storyline. He was good on the mic. Like everyone
Yeah.
was good tonight.
No, that's funny because like I feel that way about most of what he does, which is he does it well. It's just he's not being used well. He shouldn't like he shouldn't be in the spot he's in. A young guy should be there. Like you nailed that on the head for me. I was like, yeah, no, you right. It's the premise of that story was let's make the young guys step up, and now this grizzled old bastard's doing it. Like, I almost want to see him do like an old man Logan sort of run where he's just like, he'd almost be better in the Mox spot than Mox.
Yeah. You know, what if Cope does win, but the Death Riders turn on Mox and Cope's their leader? Something like that could be interesting. I'm not saying it's what I want, but something like that. Like, okay, you kind of run with that idea. Like, Cope is too old, so he takes advantage of that. I don't know.
Yeah, worth thinking about. But yeah, I like Ricochet a lot. He's so much more entertaining than I thought he was going to be.
True.
I still need that MJF promo where he goes, Ricochet, more like Ricochet. I still need that MJF promo.
Yeah. But yeah, we're in our main event here. It was pretty good. This is a shot at Takeshita for the International Championship next week, I think, on Dynamite.
Yes, next week on Dynamite.
Yeah, Roderick Strong versus Orange Cassidy. We got a returning Orange Cassidy from like 6 weeks out. Just taking a little vacation. Good for him. He needed it.
I felt silly because I was like, man, this is the longest I've gone without seeing Orange Cassidy since I've been watching AEW.
Yeah.
Is he gonna come out is he gonna look different? Is he gonna be different? It was remarkable how exactly the same he was. And it was like, who am I kidding? It's Orange Cassidy. Like, why would you change him?
He was wearing the white shirt and had the Janie song.
Oh, well, he went way back. That's what I mean. Like, it was remarkable how little he's changed. And like, I think they mentioned like, oh, he's back to the white. And I'm like, I guess so. I guess that main event runs over. Whatever. It was fun.
He wears the black when he's conflicted.
But why would he be conflicted? He's in the international. I hate how like they totally just came up with this on the fly. But now it's like, oh, it's the international title series. Every match in this is a series. Like, it's 3 matches. Like, you don't gotta like. I appreciate AEW making everything important and everything big. I don't think this has to be big. I think you can just like. You could just say, we're going to have Takeshita go through a little gauntlet because Kenny's the EVP, because he's a heel in this story. He's taking away from my baby face Takeshita.
We got good old JR on commentary.
Okay, weird. It's just a Dynamite, but it wasn't a bad thing. I thought he was fine.
Yeah, he didn't say anything offensive.
He brought the energy too. Like sometimes he's a little more down here, but I felt like he was a little more up here this time.
He wasn't like Roderick Strong beat Orange Cassidy at Backlash for the Intercontinental title. There was nothing like that.
Yeah, true. But yeah, they'd start off with like a fun little like reversal chain wrestling segment. We get a soft chop from Orange Cassidy to Roddy that kind of like throws off Roddy, kind of. Orange Cassidy rolls out of the ring and hugs Kyle O'Reilly. Roddy gets out of the ring and hugs O'Reilly and Adam Cole. Orange Cassidy topes Roddy right after the hugs, and then hugs O'Reilly again. A lot of hugging. I think that's got to be some residual best friends hugging, I guess, going on.
Maybe Orange Cassidy's just happy to be back.
Yeah, man. I'm happy to have him back. Orange Cassidy no-sells some chops from Roddy. That was kind of cool. He puts his hands in his pockets and drop kicks Roddy. Orange Cassidy hits a beach break, but Roddy kicks out of that. Roddy hits 2 backbreakers and an end of heartache. OC kicks out of that. Orange Cassidy counters end of heartache with a stun dog millionaire, then an orange punch for the win. We get a Tony Schiavone in-ring interview with Orange Cassidy, but Takeshita interrupts. He comes out with Don Callis and Mark Davis. I like Mark Davis is like wearing the black tank top now. He's a bad guy. I like that. They attack Orange Cassidy. Kenny Omega comes out. He tries to make the save, but he gets taken out. But Orange Cassidy gets the upper hand and counters a Blue Thunder Bomb with a Stun Dog Millionaire from Takeshita. Then we get a V trigger to Takeshita, then an orange punch. Kenny holds up the belt. Uh-oh, he's not winning that.
Oh, I still
He's
think he's winning it, but that's any coping I can use to have Takeshita come out. But I was thinking, like, what if Orange Cassidy does just beat him next week? I know it won't happen, but
that'd
there's
be
like a
crazy.
non-zero. It's like a non-0% chance that happens.
That'd be a moment. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, I'd be the pissiest man in Oregon. I'd go straight to Jacksonville and beat Tony Khan up.
Yeah,
How dare
especially
you? We were so close to Omega Takeshita too. I know I said I didn't want it, but this is worse.
yeah, especially with that finish with Omega holding the belt, then like looking over at OC, it was like, ooh,
Yeah.
you're right,
Yeah.
non-zero chance.
But it was
Yeah.
this was like the fourth best match of the night, but it was still a pretty fun match. Roderick
Yep.
came out to play. He's always fun to watch. And him and Orange Cassidy just go really well together. And I'm actually really excited for Orange Cassidy and Takeshita. I think that'll be a phenomenal TV match.
Yeah. They finally got rid of that shitty Undisputed Kingdom
Song.
music too. Yeah.
I don't think their new stuff is much better though.
I didn't mind it. I liked
It's
Roddy's
not bad, but like, God, like they're still geeks. Like they're like to me, except for Roderick Strong, the whole group is just a bunch of geeks. And
What
so
did they
like
do with Taven and Bennett?
sent them to Geekville so they could be the Geek Kings. I don't know. I don't care. Like I don't like any of them but Roderick Strong. And I think it's just because Roderick, he's funny enough on his own.
So
and
funny because in NXT he was the odd one out. He was the like the afterthought.
Really?
Yeah, it's so funny that now he's like literally the top of the food chain now. That group.
I wonder what I would have thought of watching the Undisputed Era back in the day. Because like this is gonna sound really mean, and I don't want to rag on Adam Cole. I don't get how anyone ever took him seriously, like ever. At least what I've watched in him from AEW as of recently, like this guy's the longest reigning NXT champion, like ever, or at least one of. And like I can't fathom that. I can't fathom people not being bored of that. Because I've seen him in AEW and he's not good.
Has anyone beat his record?
Maybe Braun Breaker did. I have a feeling he did. I don't know. I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah, I mean, I think after the MJF feud, I think Undisputed Kingdom and then bringing in Kyle O'Reilly was kind of like rehab them a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think him as being so dorky now.
Yeah, no, they're definitely not what they were. But yeah, I was just thinking that till Chandler pointed it out, I was like, oh, that is weird. The dynamic has changed so much since they were all in an NXT. Because yeah, it used to be like Roddy Strong was like, well, a phenomenal wrestler. He was the quiet guy in the background who kind of he didn't get a lot of spotlight. And now it's like, wait, how did
He's
he
got the
become
most
the most
character.
interesting? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's so
yeah,
funny.
absolutely. Adam, like it's so good, dude. Yeah.
So Adam Cole does still have the longest reign in NXT champion history. He had 403 days. And the closest was Braun Breaker, who had about 361. So that's why
That was
I was
still
like, I remember Braun had it for like a year. So like, did he pass it? And they just like didn't mention, because they do that a lot when somebody has a record and then they leave, and then coincidentally a year later that record gets broken.
Right.
Yeah, I don't
that's
want to rag on
strange.
him. I'm sure he's still talented, but that MJF feud has done significant damage to him as a performer. And MJF was able to come out of it because he's in a really interesting feud with Hangman right now. Like, we even all forgot about the Jarrett stuff. That was dog shit. And like, I was clowning on the Dustin stuff. It wasn't bad, but it was like, ugh, he's fighting Dustin. But like, even now, it's like it's all gone because I'm really interested in him and I'm really excited for his match coming up.
So I'll pick
he had a
someone.
little bit of a dip there, like you said, like he came out with the cool jacket, and it was like, oh, he's a little different, and then like, oh, then he just went back to play the hits, but now all of a sudden, like, oh, he's interesting again.
So I'll pick someone who Adam Cole could feud with that could bring him close to back.
I'm gonna say something so mean. I don't want to see him on my TV, so I don't.
Dang, I'm kind of like, yeah.
You could, okay, I know they're kind of doing an Adam Cole Daniel Garcia feud. I feel like you could do that on Dynamite and build it to a pay-per-view. I think that could be okay. It doesn't all have to be a dramatic big MJF Hangman feud. Sometimes it could just be some good matches. I feel like him and Daniel Garcia could have some good matches. So I'm going to be optimistic and say a good Daniel Garcia TNT title run where Daniel Garcia beats him cleanly at a pay-per-view. I think that could restore some good faith towards Adam Cole.
Who do you got, Chad? What could rehab Cole?
Oh man, that's a good pull. Shoot, man.
Here, I'll let you think.
Yeah.
I got Mark Briscoe.
Ooh.
I think that could do some stuff. Mark Briscoe's greatness can rub on Adam Cole.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Who's a good big man? Hell, fucking Brian Cage.
Okay.
I'd like. I think I think Adam Cole could work. Go over. Like he played in the Land of the Giants for a while and did fine. Maybe give him a good big guy. I think Brian Cage could use some more time. He's been eating so many, or not eating losses, but he's like, he's been gaining momentum too because he was a little more humble than he was a few years ago when he's having all that other BS. So yeah, I'll go Brian Cage.
Good shout. Good shout. Will this happen? Who knows? Tune into AEW next week to find out.
So yeah, Chandler, you got some spoilers, I hear.
I do. Okay, so we start off with the Max Caster Open Challenge. Any guesses on who his opponent is?
Yes. Commander.
Oh,
Oh
buddy.
no. Is he
Brody
dead?
King.
Brody King?
Yeah. All it sees is Brody King defeated Max Caster, which I'm sure is putting it lightly.
That's hilarious. I love that this is a thing.
Yeah, like, again, this is like the best gimmick ever, and I'm sure he's enjoying it because he's still getting on TV, but he's like, I get to talk shit, I get to say funny things, and then I have to work a 2-minute match and get beaten? Oh no.
How's he coming out of this better than Bowens?
Well, they're not doing anything with Bowens. God, get that.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's on TV.
I saw something. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but apparently Anthony Bowens is training at a football training camp because he said, I think he said something like, when it's my time, I want to make sure I'm the best I ever have been, which is respectable. But it also says that creative has nothing for him, which it's like, again, you're not even doing the one-on-one match.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
we
you
don't
have
have
a ready-made feud. Like, finish it off.
If Max Caster like broke his ankle or something, then it would make sense and it would kind of make Max Caster's story better because he could, like, I know he's already saying, "Oh, I sent Billy Gunn and Anthony Bowens out of AEW," but he could have done it like physically, and then we still could have had all this silly, he got beat by Brody King because he's nothing without his tag team. Like, I don't know, could have worked. But yes, so open challenge. Any guesses on that Tony Storm opponent? Because that's the next of it. Don't think that hard. Don't think that hard.
We are.
No.
No, she's already in a match. Damn it.
Thinking way too hard. Mariah
Right.
May.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Mariah
We're
May
gonna make it a
attacks.
trilogy then.
Yeah, Mariah May attacks Timeless Tony Storm and cut a promo about the two of them having a match at Revolution. So it obviously
Cool.
has not been announced, but like, come on, this is gonna happen at Revolution, which I'm fine with. Okada issues a challenge to, and I quote, this is what the article says, any other bitch. So maybe that's Okada Brody King at Revolution or something like that. I don't know. It's just a random idea. Hologram defeated the Beast Mortos. It's weird that they didn't advertise this. But they don't gotta advertise everything. Harley Cameron cut a promo. That's all it says. Julia Hart defeated Queen Amanada. Makes sense. AEW World Trios Championship match. Wow, they're finally getting defended again. Death Riders defeated Daniel Garcia, Angelo Parker, and Matt Menard. They also said no word yet on Brian Cage and Lance Archer calling out the Hurt Syndicate, but Murder Machines did defeat two jobbers.
Nice.
So that's all they did. Gabe Kidd defeated the Butcher. So
Oh, the
The butcher's
butcher.
back! Yay!
that's where I'm like, I'm sure it was fun, but like, where's this going? Makes me more curious than anything. And then the main event, Chris Jericho defeats Bandito to retain the Ring of Honor World Championship. Which
Dude,
is like, all
get
right,
out of here.
should Bandito have beaten him on Collision? Probably not. But also, why are we beating Bandito? I'm sure it's a schmozzy finish. I'm sure Brian Keith and Big Bill were there, and they beat up Bandito a whole lot. But it's still, I just don't like seeing the words Chris Jericho defeated Bandito, and is like what, third match back, if that. So I'm a little upset about that. But who would you know? It's a Jericho title reign. Of course, I'm upset.
Whoever the next ROH pay-per-view is going to be, Bandito's going to get it.
That's what I'm thinking. Is like it just leads to the rematch where it's like a it's either like a really crazy gimmick match or it's Brian Keith and Big Bill are banned from ringside match and that's where Bandito wins it. So I don't know. And then all we have for Dynamite next week is we know it's Takeshita and Cassidy, and they're gonna do something with Monet and Momo Watanabe.
Cool.
Cool.
And then Revolution, all we know, we have Mox and Cope. We have MJF and Adam Page. And then we have the winner of Takeshita versus Orange Cassidy and Kenny Omega, but it's probably going to be Takeshita because that would be weird. And then obviously we have most likely Mariah May, Tony Storm 3. We have Monet Momo. And then oddly enough, like I do remember this, Big AJ's supposed to have a match because he said he's coming back to wrestle at Revolution. So I hope they announce that sometime soon.
It'll
Not too
probably
late
be
for that
0
MJF match.
hour, right?
Oh yeah, I don't think it should be anything but.
Cool.
Anyway,
You
I
got
know
some
that's a lot of rambling, but we got some more rambling, baby. Dyna Nitro. Where in case this is your first time watching us, we look back at the number of Nitro that corresponds with this number of Dynamite, i.e., we're on Nitro 281, and we just compare and contrast. It was mostly kind of just funny to document the Nitros as we get closer to them running out of Nitros, which are only like 5 or 6 weeks away, which is crazy. But also it would be like, oh, when Dynamite's still bad, still better than whatever they were doing on Nitro back in the time, but this was a really good Dynamite, so we'll see how Nitro compares.
Yeah.
Starting up, we have a singles match. Oh, I think this is a name I haven't seen yet in WCW. Shannon Moore defeats Jamie Noble of J&J Security. How long did this one go, guys?
1 minute 9 seconds.
3:12.
4:45.
What? Marathon.
Jamie Noble's an iron worker. Next up, Brian Clark of Chronic defeats Mike Awesome by DQ. How long did this one go?
Ooh.
1 minute 9 seconds.
53 seconds.
You both are close. 59 seconds. Like,
Nice.
right in the middle. Right. You guys are getting good. It's crazy how good you guys are getting right as this is ending.
Well, I'm just picking that because it's actually 69 seconds. Nice.
10 seconds off. So close. So this one, again, I think I saw it last week, but it's still weird to see. The Filthy Animals, so Billy Kidman and Conan, defeat Chavo Guerrero Jr. and Road Warrior Animal. How long did this one go, guys?
203.
1 minute 9 seconds.
5:51.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm switching back to 5 minutes 4 seconds.
All right, this next one. It's the second longest match of the night, okay? Buff Bagwell defeats the Cat. How long did this one go?
420.
504.
6:28.
Whoa.
This is a crazy Nitro.
Wow. Did they get an overrun?
They must have, because there are 2 more long matches on this. Well, it's not the next one, though. WCW United States Heavyweight Title match. Rick Steiner defeats Lash LaRue. How long did this one go?
Huh.
That was after Lash LaRue left. Man, what was that like military faction that Booker T was in? He was GI Bro and General
Oh.
Rection.
Misfits in
God.
Action?
Yes, Lash LaRue was Corporal Cajun.
He was Corporal Cajun? Oh!
Yeah. Do you know who Lash LaRue is? Like, have you ever seen?
I've
I
heard
love
the
that.
name.
Red hair. He had these big, like, mutton chops. He was like a cruiserweight.
Was he in that French tag team in WWE where it was like the Frenchies or whatever? I can't remember what their name was. Les Renaissance or something like resist. Like it was some cringy French name. I can't remember. Anyway, that went 347. So nice nice title match. Pretty short match. Next up, Hugh Morris defeats Lance Storm. I'll give you a hint. Every number in this match is the same. So if it went a minute and 11 seconds, but it's not a minute and 11 seconds. So
333.
222.
5:55. Iron Man. And finally, the main event. This is the longest match, so it's longer than 6 minutes and 28 seconds.
Oh my
Diamond
God.
Dallas Page defeats Canyon. How long did it go?
7:29.
Ooh, that's a good one. 504.
7:13.
Damn.
This is a long match, and like I'm not being to the man known as Canyon, but I want to know what he's doing to main event a Nitro back then.
He was pretty popular at that point.
The first Jey Uso, if you will. Ooh, too soon, too far.
He was feuding with DDP, and are you familiar with the character Mortis? Canyon used to be Mortis. You know who that is?
I feel like I've heard of it. I don't know what it is.
Wrestling Bios did a really great retrospective on him like a week or two ago. It's really good. Yeah, he wore this like half skull mask, and he feuded with Glacier.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Must have been a great time.
Glacier, that storyline sucked because it was like NWO era, and people are like into the realism stuff, not Mortal Kombat characters. Yeah.
Not the Yeti.
The Yeti, yeah, exactly. Cool, yeah, fun. Good old Nitro. We only got a few left. That's crazy, man.
I think it's like April 26th or something will be the last Dynamite. And then beyond that, Dynamite will have lasted longer than Nitro, which is crazy for me, who was quite literally born in the last year of Nitro's life. It always, like, from what people talked about it, it seems so much longer. Dynamite doesn't feel like it's been
Right?
around for that long. It's not even on
No.
6 years, and it's about to pass Nitro. It's just kind of crazy how, like, short Nitro was, but how important it really was.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Oh, yeah.
AEW is gonna die soon.
Oh, they'll die in the next couple weeks. Nitro will live on.
Yeah. But I mean, like, pre-Nitro, WCW still has a very long history ahead of that, though.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there was some good stuff back then, man. Like Vader Sting feud was really good.
Vader
Uh,
Cactus Jack, man. That's
yes, that was
that's the one
awesome.
that showed me there was life outside WWE. Because I remember, like, when I was like a little kid, I'd like come inside on a Saturday afternoon for playing, and I'd turn on the TV, like, oh, wrestling, this is, and then like Vader power slamming Cactus Jack on the outside on the concrete, like no
Oh my
padding. I'm like,
god.
huh, I like this, which is weird because I was like 8.
Yeah. There was some good stuff back then, man. Ricky Steamboat did some cool stuff pre NWO. Yeah, great Four Horsemen feuds were going on. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff back then. Uh, Lex Luger, before he went back to the WWF, was doing a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, man, AEW is about to do something that no one thought they would do.
Yeah.
Beat Nitro. But then we're gonna do Raw.
Ronamite.
Ron- Ronamite. Love it. Ronamite. So good. All right. Well, cool. That was a nice long meat filled episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing else. I think that about wraps it up.
It's an exciting
Yeah.
couple of weeks. We got the road to Revolution, the road to
Yeah.
WrestleMania. What's The Rock gonna do? What's Tony Khan gonna do? I don't know. But what I do know is that you should check out Chad's newest YouTube video. What?
Ooh.
What?
Yeah, I got all inspired. I was doing some new graphic design, and then I was like, F it, I'm gonna do a whole video. And it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, check that out. Tag team related.
Yeah. Tag teams in this day and age don't get enough shine. It's Vince McMahon's fault.
Yep.
I think the bookers just don't like it. I don't know what's up. I don't get it.
Cool. Yeah, check that out. And again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a damn comment.
Wah, 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 wah.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Chandler.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Dave.
Dave.
You're welcome. And I'm doing it. Bye.
Pip pip, cheerio.
Bye-bye.
Ha ha.